Estancia High School, home of the Eagles. Their football team is 10-2, has a rematch this week with Beckman in the Southern Division semifinals. Hello again, everybody. Welcome to OCVarsity.com for our Gridiron show. It is the semifinals, guys. Steve Fryer here, surrounded by talent. Dan Albano over here, Carlos Arias right here, behind the mic, behind the camera, and doing all the editing and production and all the cool stuff, making us look smart, Jonathan Khamis. Fellas, let's get started right away. Let's talk about the Southern Division semifinals. You know, we mentioned Beckman's playing Estancia over here. That was a close game. You know, Beckman won that game 12-10. Beckman didn't have that great running back, Jeff Kim, I don't think, in that game. But Estancia was missing, what, 4 or 5 starters, too. So this one shapes up to be a very interesting game, maybe different. I think it's going to be a lot higher scoring than last time. But I like Beckman again. Gosh, that team is on a roll. They scored a bunch of points already, 108 points so far in the playoffs. I like Beckman an awful lot in this game. Carlos, what do you think?
You know, the points thing that you just brought up, when I saw that game, it was just a slugfest. The whole game, everything was hard to get. Every yard was fought for, and it was a great game. But I do think Beckman's got the edge here, and I think they're going to win.
Yeah, and, you know, they're hungry to get it after losing that tough championship game last year to Garden Grove High School, you know, on the final play of the game. Yeah, so I think they're a pretty hungry group. What's your breakdown on this, Dan Albano?
Well, I think I'm taking the Patriots too. They're the top seed in the division. I think you put Jeff Kim into this game. I mean, he's maybe one of the arguably the best running back in this division. Of course, Robert Murtha, really good running back at Estancia Jr. to watch, especially coming back next season. But so it's going to be 2 great running backs in this game. But I think you put Jeff Kim into the mix, and I think the Patriots get the victory.
And for more on Estancia's football team, we caught up with Coach Mike Vargas and a couple of his players.
They're improved, but so are we. And like you mentioned before, we had some key injuries. We had a guy with a broken leg, and we had both our starting wide receivers out. So hopefully, they're hitting on all cylinders, and so are we. So hopefully, we can give them a match. We've been unfortunately, the receivers of the losses, but hopefully we can switch that thing up this week.
We kind of don't really know how to react to this because, like you said, it's never really been done around here with this school. And so we have people coming up to us, wishing us good luck, saying you're making us proud, and it's really nice. The school's really behind us, and even the entire city.
It's just exciting to be doing something that's never been done at Estancia. We're just making history one game at a time, and it's overwhelming to be doing what we're doing, and we just want to keep on doing it.
On we go to the Southwest Division, guys. Before this all started, I had Habra winning the whole thing, and now you got to be looking at El Toro. It's just like, here comes El Toro going like crazy, scoring a zillion points, 109 points over the 2 playoff games. So Habra last week, 28-21 over Bray. I'm going, oh man, maybe this team's really not that happening. But the game is at Habra. We know the Highlanders play great on that little patch of dirt over there on Idaho Street. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm still going with Habra in this game. I think it's going to be one of those games that comes down to the final play of the game. It's going to be pretty exciting. What do you think, Dan?
This is a killer game, man. This is really a good game. I mean, I don't know how you stop this El Toro offense. I mean, there's one step drops, 3 step drops. Connor Manning's getting the ball out. The receivers are catching the ball. I don't know how strong the El Toro defense is, but I think El Toro's offense is just going to be too much to stop. I don't know how Habra, they haven't faced an offense like this, so I got El Toro with the upset over Habra.
Carlos, what do you think?
Well, and there's no time to think. It's no huddle. It's nonstop. They get you into like a frenzy. You're in this pace. Like, I'm trying to keep stats, and I'm freaking out too. I mean, it was just it's a crazy offense to watch. Habra's seen nothing like it. I guarantee you this. Only the teams that El Toro has played have seen something like this. Yeah. And I'm going with the upset. I think it's going to be everybody's going to score on every possession because El Toro can't stop nobody.
Right.
But there's going to be a mistake, and El Toro's going to keep scoring.
But let's rewind a few weeks back, guys. Habra has seen Orange Lutheran, Servite, St. John Bosco.
I know what you're saying, man. I know, but you got to see this team play, man. And Connor Manning is no joke, man. He's in the all-county discussion. The guy's real.
Player of the year conversation, in my opinion.
Player of the year conversation?
Yeah, I mean, he's going to break Matt Barkley's county record for single-season passing yards by a lot. I mean, he only needs 88 yards to break the record, so he's
in the first quarter. Yeah. That's happening in the first quarter. That record's gone.
He's going to shatter that, and if he keeps playing another week, I mean, it's going to be scary. It's going to be a 4,000-yard season. We've never had that.
Memo to John Khamis, get us separate mics for these guys. All right, on to the Pac-5 division. The guy we've got to talk about, in addition to Connor Manning, is Johnny Stanton, the quarterback at Santa Margarita. Margarita's playing Mission Viejo on Friday night in a semifinal of Pac-5 division. Boy, that's a tough game, but I like Margarita to win this game. I think Johnny Stanton's just one heck of a tough football player. And Mission's given up some points again, like in last year's playoffs. They're giving up a lot of points in the playoffs right now. I know they got great players on defense with Anthony Pierce and David Harris, but I think I like Santa Margarita to win this game and get to the final. What do you think, Carlos?
You know what? I think we're going to all agree on this because nobody's going to stop Johnny Stanton. We saw him, what he did to Servite. He keeps, every week he's just doing more and more. Ryan Wolpen, all these guys, their defense, Santa Margarita's playing great. I think they're going to win this one.
Yeah, and great players on defense, too. The guy I like that playmaker on defense is Connor O'Brien, who's been one heck of a player for him. Yeah, he's a fine player. What do you think, Dan, Margarita or Mission?
I went back and forth on this game last couple of days because I like Mission Viejo's defense. Ryan Harris, they got some great defensive back, Pierce and Max Redfield. Yeah. They got a big offensive line at Mission too. They're getting healthy. They have not been healthy all this year. And as much as I like that, and they're very tough at home. Mission is extremely tough to beat at home. And I say all that, and I like Santa Margarita because, I think they got the revenge factor. They lost to Mission last year, and I think that'll be enough to push them through and, get to the finals.
Yeah, you got to respect what Mission, has done in that division, and definitely you got a fine team and some great coaches who've, been there and done that, as we like to say, too. Okay, in the other semifinal, we've got a rematch. Two more South Coast League teams to talk about. It's San Clemente against Tesoro over at Orange Coast College here. And, Carlos, you and I were at that San Clemente-Tesoro game. Tesoro played awful in that game. It was 31-6. San Clemente won. We know that Tesoro came out rather flat. They lost 14-7 to Mission the previous week. And I know a lot of people say, well, Tesoro just beat Servite 24-20. Big upset. They got a bunch of momentum going. But I think San Clemente is still the superior football team, and I think San Clemente wins this game again, Carlos.
Yeah, we can say all this stuff about, they had the close loss to Mission, then it was a short week, a Thursday game. But I just think San Clemente is better than Tesoro. Travis Wilson, he doesn't even have to throw the ball. They're so dominant running the ball. But when he does, when you add that in, they're really hard to stop. Another factor, Christian Tober.
Yeah.
What a factor on special teams. That guy can return anything. He's so fun to watch return. But yeah, I'm taking him. I think it's going to be a lot closer. That wasn't the real Tesoro we saw, but I think San Clemente has the edge.
Was that the real Tesoro we saw against Servite, or was that sort of an aberration, Dan Albano?
I think that was the real Tesoro. I think they are that good. I think it turned out that, Servite, as good as they have been, they weren't as strong as they were in previous seasons, and that was a great victory. Tesoro, they're getting coached up big time. Brian Bards is a really good young coach, but I think San Clemente is going to get the victory. I like Travis Wilson a lot. He really is managing the game. I like the way they've made some adjustments on their offense since they lost to Mission Viejo. They're getting a little bit more diversified, got some more tight end, a little bit more play action, and they're just playing really clean ball. And Kyle Murphy is just a monster, even on defense. So I was real impressed with them, the Tritons against St. John Bosco. So that's going to be, I agree with you guys, it's going to be a really good game. I think Tesoro will show up. But it's crazy to think that you could beat Servite 1 week and then lose the next week. That's just, I don't know. And what does Servite think after that? If that happens, it's amazing.
Well, it's been that kind of year. Tesoro, they won that game at Orange Coast College. They're playing this game at Orange Coast College. If they win this game, do they move all their home games in 2012 to Orange Coast College? They pretty much own that little place over there in Habra and Adams.
They're tough they're tough down in the canyon too.
Yeah, well, they're tough everywhere. That's a fine football program. Coach Barnes got to be in the argument for Coach of the Year stuff too. What he's done, pulling this team through the playoffs after that. So that's what's going on. A full slate of exciting semifinal football games here at OCVarsity.com, where we're going to have all the highlights and updates and videos and everything else you want to know about Orange County High School football. It's semifinals week, everybody, here at OCVarsity.com, where we've got you covered.